many of you here are Scrum Masters or Agile Masters within this group or this session? But surely I'm not the one. My major area of expertise is automation. And when I have started working with JIRA, it's majorly as a tool administrator who is maintaining the multiple versions or multiple instances of JIRA. Alongside, I was maintaining multiple other tools like you deploy, Subversion, Nexus, and everything. Let me just share my screen as well with you also that I can show you what I have written. Just let me know once my screen is visible to all.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Fine. So this is what we have as an agenda, that is Jira as a self-service. People have used Jira for multiple. That's me. So people have used Jira for project management, for test management. But for me, what I have done, I have used Jira as a self-service. The reason for that is that when I was working with along with my team, so these are the few things that we generally get in our queue. Like we have to create a project in Jira, project in Sonar, Bitbucket, you deploy and other tools as well. Then apart from that, repository creations, access management that we are maintaining for multiple products. So these were the tasks that we used to do. And the problem statement with these tasks are majorly that all these tasks that we were doing as a team, all these tasks was BAU, that is business as usual. They don't have any value add to them, that we are learning something new. And in fact, we are not getting the time to learn anything which is new. So, and but these things are priority. We do face escalations. People do inform that yes, this work has not been done, this work is still pending, so and so and so. So that was the major reason that the idea comes to my mind, that people are using it for project management. But while exploring Jira, I found that there is a capability that I can use Jira as a self-service tool as well. Of course, for that multiple things are needed. So solution was purely this. So we have a capability being an administrator that we can design our workflows in Jira. In workflows, we have one capability which is known as post actions. Means we can perform something on a particular event or when particular transition happen inside Jira. And in that post actions, what we have done, we have integrated multiple hooks. So web hooks are basically a capability which exists in Jira, which help you out to plan or trigger something in a different tool. And the last thing that we have used in the system, that was majorly a runner who would be executing these information that is written inside the webhook. What we did, created our own webhooks, created our own workflow for each and every task that I have shown you before, access management, project creation and everything. And for that, what we did, we have written multiple things. So you should have the understanding about tools that you are utilizing. It could be a Jira tool, it could be Confluence, it could be Bitbucket, it could be Sonar Cube, it could be any tool that we are using. So you should have the understanding about REST API of that product, that what that product is, how that product is being used, what are the REST APIs, what are the capabilities available, and then of course you should have some understanding about the scripting. Any type of scripting is fine. We have used PowerShell for that because it becomes easier to play around with the JSON format that we are receiving as an output. So these are the two things which are needed, and of course you should have a knowledge about a runner that you would be using to trigger your job. Because ultimately your webhook will taking some action, and all the webhooks we don't have a capability to integrate in Jira. So what we have done, we have used REST APIs of all the products, but we have used runners REST APIs to be triggered from Jira. This is what we have done. And of course, the last thing that you have to do is you should have a Jira admin access, or you should have access to Jira admin. Something is needed. Either you should have access, or you should have access to the person who can help you out to perform or create such products in the or such kind of solution in the Jira. So this is sorry, it was mentioned above as problem statement, but it was the solution, that what are the understanding that you have. It's about REST APIs, scripting knowledge, and so on. So this is what the requirement was and what we did in order to solve that. Let me just show you. This my Jira. So this is a Jira instance which currently we are using in Thinknyx. So these are a couple of projects that we are working on. And then I have created this specific project for my requirement for this particular session. I'm not able to complete this entire execution because of some confusion and
I'm
occupancy that I have, the bandwidth that I have because of something which is about to start from next week. So what we did, this is my project, and in my project, if you go to my workflow, I have this simple workflow. And what I have done with my workflow, let me just show you that. As of now, what I have done, that as soon as a new issue
Yay,
got,
very good.
as soon as a new issue got created, so this is one of the transition in Jira, right? So if I click on this, you can see one is validator, that I should have a create issue access while creating a new issue. Second thing that I'm doing is, this is a post action that I have enabled where I'm calling this, which is a Jira webhook Jenkins. So for that, what you have to do is you can add a post action. You can select that trigger a webhook. So basically, as soon as a transition happens successfully, it will trigger a webhook which is configured in Jira for you. For that, this is one thing. And what I did, I have created this, configured this, and this is where I have this Jira issue, sorry, this Jira webhook configured. This is the webhook sections. So you can create as many webhooks as you want. As of now, I have created only one, which is this one. And if I click on this, as of now, this is not working. Reason is that I'm not able to complete it via self-signing, via signing it with the some registered authorities that Jira understood. Because Jira, first of all, Jira works only with the webhooks which are running on a secured port protocol, that is HTTPS. Second thing, it should not be a self-signed certificate which is enabled into this. So I didn't get a time to get it certified. That's why as of now, my webhook is not working. But if I click on this API, you can see this API is taking me all the way to Jira. And
Hey, Kulbhushan, somebody is asking which version are you using? Can you also specify that?
okay, for this, I'm using Jira Cloud version. It's I think it's 8, if I'm not wrong, the latest version.
Okay, thank you.
So if I click on this, it will do nothing. It will just trigger a job for me. So job got triggered. And if I go back to my build, you can see, because it's a US time. So currently 10:14. This server is running in North Virginia. You can see that this new build got triggered here. So what you can do in this build, you can call different REST APIs like what we did. We have called Jira REST APIs to create Jira projects, because in our the client for which we were working at that point in time. So it's majorly that people don't have access to create the capabilities available in Jira, but we don't grant them access to create the Jira project. So what they have to do, they have to log into the system. So we have put measures in place. The person who is creating a request in Jira for a particular requirement, that person is supposed to be a PM and above who can create a request. So we just click. As soon as got clicked, a webhook got triggered, which called the Jenkins job, and then fetch the information from Jira that who created the request. Then that the scripting was integrated with the Active Directory, which fetched the detail about the user. that who that user is, which designation he is on. If he is lower than a PM grade, we reject that request, that no, and update the JIRA REST APIs, update the JIRA back with the REST APIs that it's cancelled or it is rejected for some XYZ reasons. So this is majorly that how we worked on that. I'm sorry that this is not completed as of now because of some requirement, but this is how we have planned it. We have executed it. This helps us out to reduce our BAU time by more than 5 hours in a day, because most of the requests that we were receiving, they are unnecessary, and not, I should say unnecessary, but they are a very simple request, that project creation, user access management, we have to grant access, we have to revoke access. But why we have to do that? So we make it as a self-service. Go to JIRA, raise a request. For that, what we did, we created different type of issue types. Issue types, we have created different type of fields into the system. They have to select the information accordingly, that which tool they are talking about, what they want to do. It's an act, because for a single tool we can have multiple requests. Project creation is one request, access addition is one request, revoking an access is another request, deletion of a project is another request. So there are so many requests that we have. So we have designed our work fields accordingly, we have added the values to the work fields accordingly, and then we proceed with this stuff, configure it, and deliver it to our management. That was something that we did to reduce the time, and this will help us to learn few more things. Like currently, we are able to see that what JIRA can capable of. So this is something which I have done into my day-to-day work as a JIRA admin and as a tools administrator. I'm not sure how much it is good or bad for you, which role you are playing, but I just want to share it. So I thought that that's it. Anything that you would like to ask into this?
Guys, if you have any questions, you can unmute and ask.
Any tool administrator in this session, or we all are Scrum Masters?
So tool administrator means like you're asking for Jira admin or like other tools?
Any tool.
Yeah, I'm the Jira admin. It's Anvesh here.
Hi,
Yes,
cool. Ankit
so
this side. I'm a Jira and conference admin, but I don't have any idea about the Jenkins and the
okay.
webhooks. Okay, so I am a little bit confused. If I go for the integration part, so I have the knowledge of Jenkins as well as the webhooks part also. Am I right?
Yes, so webhooks. So
Because
basically, webhooks are nothing but REST API calls, right?
okay,
And there are two ways of doing that. Either you are directly calling the REST API of the respective tool, but in Jira, as of now, that capability is not there, that you can send a JSON body. JSON body means the content which a webhook need or REST API needs to trigger itself. That
so
JSON
basically,
body.
what type of automation you do with webhooks means auto closing something or creation of tickets or what?
Okay. But no. That's, I think, where you are confused. So what I did on the creation of a ticket, I'm performing my task. For example, there is a task that I have to create a GitHub repository. You know, heard about GitHub?
Yes, I know about.
Or in fact, Jira. So let's say Ankit approached me that Kulbhushan kindly create a XYZ Jira project for me. Okay. What I will do, because he don't have access to do the same. So what I will do, or what he will do, he will create a Jira issue for me. As soon as he submit the issue, a webhook got triggered, and that webhook will call my runner in the backend. My runner is Jenkins in that case. Then what Jenkins will do, Jenkins will see the issue which is being created by Ankit, and then trigger a REST API to fetch detail about that issue from from Jira. Do the data processing, fetch the relevant information from the REST API information, and then trigger another REST API to create a project in Jira for.
Okay.
And then,
Suppose if we are doing same things for an suppose we have a near about 15,000 of users, and most probably 5,000 is triggered same thing at a time. So I think this makes some kind of you say that loads over the Jira if it's the server side, not about the client. I'm talking about the server Jira. So
okay,
it's not something if we called REST API. So it's created lot of current requests within a Jira for the REST API call. So it's take a lot of burden over the Jira.
okay.
So might be possible that Jira get down or something like it's running slow. It's impact over the Jira performance.
Now someone with a admin knowledge is talking about. So yes, it's a very, very much relevant requirement, and we take care of that. What we did, that's why we have earlier we were using Jira server for the same execution. But post that, what we did, but once we start getting response from the people that you have automated 10 things, automate these 4, these 5. So in total, we are able to automate around 45 different BAU tasks, correct? So what we did, we moved that execution out of Jira and we put a queue. Now you have said 5,000, that's fine. If 5,000 requests need to be executed by an individual or couple of team members as well, it will take some time, right? So they can take one request at a time, and even if we have 100 people, we can take maximum 100 requests at a time, correct? Yes, sir. Ankit, it's correct.
Yeah. I'm just saying, suppose
Mhm.
you have a cloud version, you have a different teams who's sitting in the different part of the country. So
Mhm.
nowhere knows at what time whom going to trigger the
No, no,
REST
no.
API
That
call.
is, nobody is going to do that. So that request will get into a queue and it will start automatically getting processed. I'm not processing it. My team members are not processing it. Let's say Ankit create a request in Jira for a project creation. After some time, let's say Meghna joined in, Meghna came, she raised a request in Jira that I want to have, let's say, a new Jira workflow. Then someone else approached me or my team by creating a Jira issue that I need something in udeploy or in conflicts. So they are keep on raising the request. Requests are getting into a queue on my runner.
Okay,
My
got it. Then
my
someone is
runner,
going
which
to
is
doing like one by one as per the sequence or as per following the queue. Okay, got it.
yes,
So
and
it's
that
something
someone is not a human. That someone is an automation tool. That
automation.
is
Yeah,
what I have
I
mentioned here
I
as runner.
understand.
So
So
we
a
have
runner is
used
basically
Jenkins for
going
that.
to sorry to interrupt because a runner is
Go
something is going to like you bound it that it triggered maximum 100 and doing individually one by one. That
one by
means
one.
REST
No,
API
no,
call is not going to trigger at once for the 100 users at a time.
it can. It can. We have triggered it
Okay.
for we have triggered it for around 20 requests at a time.
So how can we just limited that portion? I want to know that how you can
Okay.
manage that at a particular time only 20 REST API call will be triggered.
Okay. So that's a queue. What we have done. So if you can see my screen, this is my Jira, correct? Oh, sorry, Jenkins, correct?
Yes.
In
Yes.
my Jenkins, let it just load. So these are the executors that I have. You can see currently there are 2 executors, correct? One,
Yes.
two.
Yes.
So that number was 20. So
So
maximum parallel
how
request.
can you just limited that there is any option is available in Jenkins that at a time we are triggering near about maximum 20 REST API calls?
Yes, so that's yes, sir. So basically, that's the Jenkins capability that Jenkins can run one job on one executor, okay, at
Okay.
one time. If
Okay.
one request is running, another request will remain in a queue. So we have 20 executors at a time. So that means maximum 20 requests can get executed at a time, not
That
beyond that.
means Jenkins is also also work as similar as Jira email queue when we triggered when Jira triggered the email notification. It's also follow the queue
Okay.
sequence one by one.
Yes, so you can call it something like that. But there the
Okay.
queue is specifically for Jira. Here queue could be for anything,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
It's not just Jira, it could be for anything.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kun.
And that's why I have mentioned that you should have the understanding about REST APIs of product, scripting
Okay.
knowledge to fetch the detail, because if you talk about Jira, Jira does have capability that they provide you. But if you get inside the webhook, they are still working on that capability. But so far, you can only send these many details with Jira. So if I edit Jira for this webhook for you, you can see you can only send these informations: issue ID, issue key, project ID, project key. So that is the reason what we have done, that we were sending issue ID as a information. Oh, sorry, issue key as an information back to Jenkins.
Okay.
And
Okay.
what is happening in the
Ankit, can
backend?
you please mute from your end? Thanks.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
And so what we have done, we have just triggered the issue ID. So once issue ID reached to Jenkins, then Jenkins triggers the another JIRA REST API to fetch another custom field information which were being filled by the requester. So that we have now, because Jenkins doesn't know what would be the project name that person is requesting, who would be the team lead or a project lead for that particular project. Those informations are being filled in by the user or a requester in the JIRA. So we fetch that information from JIRA itself.
I think this can be done via a runner script also, no? The script runners.
That was yes, sir. Script runners very much can do that, but it was a
Yeah.
paid solution.
Oh, it's a paid solution. I'm not sure about that because
So
we are
script
using
you
that, so
are
I don't know that. So that's
yes,
why I told.
script runner is a paid, it's a paid plugin that you have to pay for. And my project team was not ready to pay anything for any such plugins. And being a leader of that team, I should come up with some solution so that my team have a bandwidth to learn something new.
Okay.
So me and my team members, so there was two team members who worked with me, Kamlesh and Manan. So we worked together to design this solution because they have tool expertise and Jira expertise. So we design it together, write multiple scripts, create multiple solutions, embedded them within Jira, and then embedded them within Jenkins. And then we have to give information as well. Information transformation needs to be done to the users who are going to be our end users. That from now onward, this is how you should request.
I think that script runner is also coming with a. I'm not sure, like this. If we are paying Jira software, then it comes, or like it's a kind of plugin, and we need to pay extra for that.
Yes, sir. Script runner is a
Okay.
plugin
Okay.
that you need to pay for.
Okay, got it.
Means Jira is a good tool, and truly speaking, multiple people in India, they are actually relying on Jira with the plugins that they have created.
Yeah.
Jira or Atlassian and so on.
So yeah, actually the same thing, whatever you are mentioning, we are done with the last we did it for using that runner script. So that's why I thought like, but I never thought like it's a paid one because the payment is like from our head office. So I'm not sure about that. Thank you.
So our aim was to automate. Our aim was, and their aim was that you are a team, why you need time. And then what we did initially, we just automated, we keep it to ourselves so that we have the bandwidth that we can utilize. Request was still there, but now request becomes much faster to execute. Request came, it automatically sent the information back that yes, your work is done. Because escalation was happening before that. People are saying, because as Ankit has mentioned, 100 requests are coming at the same time. Which one to do first, which one to do later. Then people start utilizing their PR skills by personally approaching me or my manager or my manager's managers to perform their work. So this is where we utilize it, design it, and make something for us.
Can you show job configuration? Jenkins job configuration.
It has nothing, sir. It is just an eco high script which I have written into it. But you can write anything. Actually, I was designing that only. You can see lot many things are open currently on my system. But I'm not able to get hold of a signing authority who can sign my Jenkins self certificate.
No, yes, I'm thinking that so just I would like to see how the webhook when the Jira send that events to the webhook, right? How you are reading in Jenkins. I mean,
No.
yeah,
I'm not reading anything in Jenkins, sir.
okay.
Jira, which is sending or triggering. So basically, if you know, let me just open this one. So Jenkins has a capability of a REST API. Again, it's a REST API only, which I have configured. And if let me just, so this is a capability which I used. That's it. Jenkins URL job demo name. So this way we have created lot many jobs in our real-time scenario. Token name was basically my token I was using,
Mm-hmm.
which make this possible for me. And then actually we have used this option build with parameter. So in parameter we just pass on the Jenkins issue ID like
Okay.
JJ123 or JJ151, which contains the actual information. Purpose of script runner is also that same, but it's a costly and I think let me just show you. If I'm not wrong, script runner is Atlassian. It's a paid plugin. Basically, they run a Groovy scripts.
Yeah, it's a Ruby scripts only.
Groovy. These are these what you are talking about, correct?
Yes.
It's a paid plugin.
Okay.
And costing was too much. I think that was the reason that the yes, see, for the server costing was around. So we were running at that point in time 10,000 euro. This was the costing that we need to pay per year.
Yep.
Anything else which you would like to ask?
Nothing. It's good. Thanks.
You?
Great. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody have any other questions? All right. That was a great session. Kuldeep, thank you for taking out your time and giving us this session. There's something wrong with my video. One second. Okay. Okay, guys. Once we have all the details of the attendance sheet and everything, we'll email you the YouTube channel and the video for this session. Let me remind you that we are currently doing in the middle of a community. One second. Sorry. Community challenge, which which has started from the 25th of the 5th of April. Let me share you the details for the same. I'll just take the controls from you.
Then stop sharing.
Sure, thank you. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Meghna.
Cool. So this is the challenge we started from 25th of April, and people who were regulars, they would know that this is one challenge which is going on, that you need to go to the Atlassian community, which is here, and then answer some of these questions. You can choose from the most recent, or you can decide a topic, solved, unsolved, if you want to answer the questions which has already replies or not. So these are the filters for that. Please do that, do answer that, and take a snapshot of these answers and post it here, like a lot of you guys have done it here. Once you do that, whenever the challenge is over, which is June, I believe, we'll be sending you the coupons of the swag, and you can order some of the cool swags from your end, and it will be delivered to you guys. We usually do this in our meetups and give you right away all the swags that we have, which is cool bottles, t-shirts, and a lot of stuff. So we'll send you the coupons for that, and that items will be delivered to your home. So please do participate in this challenge. Let me share the link with you. All you have to do is become a member of the Answerer group and then answer all these questions. Let me share it.
Meghna, can you please share this URL also in the mail?
Yes, doing that. One second, let me figure this
Thanks,
out.
Meghna.
Cool, I'm here. This is the URL. Please do participate. It's really fun, and you'll find out how people and the community leader are actually answer the question. It also help you to increase your knowledge and interact with other people. There are cool badges which are available to make things interesting. Once you get a hang of it, you will receive cool badges in the Atlassian community and become an answerer. And you can also go for apply for an online community leader as well. So all this cool stuff is here. Please do check out. Before we guys sign off, let me just share one exciting news with you guys. So we have Sajid with us, who is the online community leader, and today is his birthday. So we'll just quickly turn on videos and wish him happy birthday. How about that, guys?
Very happy birthday, Sajid.
Hi, Sajid. Happy birthday.
Thanks everybody.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sajid.
Thank you so much.
It have been
It's the
better.
lockdown, so I guess there's nothing about the lockdown right now. Nothing about the birthday right now.
Happy birthday, Sajid.
Yep,
How are
thanks,
you
Sajid.
celebrating your birthday?
I have been in my room.
Oh,
That has been my birthday.
what about the cake?
So I got a cake. A friend sent it to me. Then I had another friend give me another cake. But yeah, I've been having video calls. That's all. That's the birthday right now.
I thought today you will stand in the queue, in the long big queues.
Sorry, Anvesh?
I thought you were standing in the long big queue that is started
For
from
the
last 3-4
liquor.
days.
There's no fun in even like after you get stuff from the queue. There's no fun in sitting and drinking alone.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope things
I'll
get
wait it
better.
out.
So your party is due for all of us.
Yeah. Next time we have a community event, we'll have a party.
Wow. So everybody witnessed that. So he's giving a party next time. Awesome. Okay, guys. Any more questions or comments that you want to add, or share any of your interesting stories that you've been working on? How is your life going on in the quarantine? Anything you guys want to share? I'm just gonna open mic for like 10 minutes. Anybody who wants to share a fun story?
I don't know about the fun story, but I work as a Scrum Master. So somebody has, now I've just joined a new role, but still a Scrum Master. Suddenly now they want me to be the admin taking care of as JIRA. So I do need help. So if somebody or anyone can help me out or understand, or is there one where I can go to a channel that I can learn, I would truly appreciate it.
Sure. We'll get in touch with you. There are a lot of Scrum Master in this call already. Anybody who has some cool material to share with Karuna?
Yeah, hi Karuna. So
Really
yeah, it's
appreciate
Anvesh
it.
here. So like same for me, like just 3 to 4 weeks means from last month. I also become a Jira admin and I'm a new, but again, I can share you lots of things like how we can the create groups and how we can create how we can add the team members into the groups and some automation tools like what we are doing for the Jira.
Okay, team members, I was able to add, and but I have an issue with the workflow
Okay.
As far as approvals and what we can do to make the flow consistent
Sure.
throughout the day.
For this, Karina, you can might be get in touch with me if you have time. We can set up some WebEx chat, and I'll just show you how you can do that. And I hope that's not a Jira admin role that you're going to create. It should be more like a project admin role. Am I right?
Yeah, I believe I'm a project admin more than
Yes.
Jira admin.
So you
yes.
can so you can get in touch with me, and we can set up something next week, or might be half an hour or 1 hour, and then I'll just show you how you can do that. Rest is your creativity that you would like to design your workflow with, but I will just guide you that how you can do that.
Thank you.
Meghna, is it possible to have this session from Kul in this series itself? Because I think there'll be other people who might be interested in knowing that how project administrator can contribute or do stuff.
Sure. We can do it. The thing is, we have few sessions lined up already, but we can surely conduct this session on this topic again. So, Kuldeep, Kulbhushan, you can do one thing. Yes, sorry about that. So you can fill up the form if you're interested, and after 16th event, we can plan the session or a series if you're interested to do it. But anybody is, yeah.
Sure. That's fine. And I have one story to share that something has happened when I used to work as a Jira admin. So we have, not to take any offense, it's between the Jira admin and the Scrum Masters that it has happened. That person approached that I need a reporting tool in Jira. And so we said, okay, that's fine. We can let us identify what tools are available, which tool best suits us. We will just onboard that tool. And then we identify EasyBI as a best suited tool with best features or good features, and customization is also possible into that. Then he came up with another plugin that this is another plugin that I would like to have. Then that to and fro started, that my plugin can do this. Okay, show me how it is possible in EasyBI. We did that. Next day, same thing happened. He came up with the another Scrum Master. This is what I need in EasyBI. Done. This is also possible in EasyBI. Then I come up with the another fourth Scrum Master, and every time same thing was happening, and ultimately it was a decision that we're going ahead with both. I don't know from where it was, but it was like to and fro, and people. This is what I feel, that sometimes people take something personally while working on the system. That no, when I said that I need a tool, so I need only a tool. I don't want to compromise with, or I don't want to go with B, or I don't want to go with something else, even if that tool is much suited, much better from the other. So being a DevOps consultant, so we were keep on telling him that this tool is better. Tell us the requirement. No, I want to see things like this. I want to see things like that. So that was something that was happening in that time, but it was good exposure that we just onboard the tool and we are able to see that what are the capabilities available just in 1 week. The entire plugin we explored, what are the capabilities, he answers us something, we come up with the solution. And that was actually possible because we have already automated our stuff and we have a bandwidth available to do all these things. Else might be we don't have bandwidth either to perform or check that what are the capabilities, other capabilities, those are available. And truly Jira is doing a lot into that. But currently, recently, I have started exploring another tool, just a Jira. Or I hope that we are okay with discussing about other tools as well, right? Or not? Meghna?
Sorry, I missed this question. Can you go again?
I was just saying that it's okay about sharing about other, discussing of other tools as well, or it's just Atlassian community?
It's just Atlassian community. We want to restrict, but you can share ideas, but we want to stick to Atlassian tools only.
Then fine, then I don't discuss that. That's fine.
Atlassian, we can actually cover agile, anything related on the agile aspect as well, right?
Yeah.
So anything related to Atlassian, I mean, the idea is the Atlassian community events should promote Atlassian events, and we still can talk about a lot of project management stuff because that's where the Atlassian community talks most about. So like even if you go to the online community, you'll find a lot of information regarding project management, be it agile or any other less or any other agile methodology that you want to use.
Yep, actually, it's not about that. It's basically about the another product altogether, which is GitLab. They are one of the competitor of Jira. And the positive point that I have seen into that is they are not dependent on the third-party plugins and they have developed everything in-house for each and everything. It's a portfolio management or it's about your timesheet management, everything that they are developing and they are grooming. It is within the tool. I'm just talking from the tools admin's perspective that how people are working in the industry or how tools are growing or grooming themselves in the industry to take on each other. There are a lot many tools, though Jira is one of the most beloved tool in the industry right now. Talk about any company, talk about any community, talk about any open source, like you have Nexus, you have Jenkins, you have Sonar, they all are using Jira. But there are other tools, those are grooming themselves so that they can take on with Jira or at least on and on with them. So they are developing, they are also grooming themselves.
Yeah, definitely, I agree, Kul. And on that note, I actually would encourage you to, join the next session, probably, or maybe you can reach out to Deepti. So Deepti actually is the focal point for the Agile Alliance, and we are actually, I think, talking about starting a different meetup along with the Atlassian one, which will be running. But they will be talking of starting another one where we'll not limit ourselves to just Atlassian products, because Atlassian community actually will revolve around Atlassian products only. But we love to hear your thoughts on GitLab and actually, maybe leverage this community to learn more about other tools as well.
Awesome. Okay. Anybody, any last thoughts or want to go for any comments?
A great session, Cole. Thanks. We're looking forward to have the next one whenever we are able to get that set up.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, guys, with that, I think we'll close the session. Thank you all for your time and coming in. Hope you have a nice weekend. Stay safe.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.